Greetings, movie enthusiasts. Today, we embark on an epic journey through the history of cinema, tracing the footsteps of the maestros who shaped the art of filmmaking. Welcome to this deep dive into the Academy Awards winners for Best Directors, spanning from the inaugural ceremony in 1927 to the present day in 2023. Our voyage begins in the glittering era of the 1920s, a time of silent films and burgeoning creativity. The Academy Awards, born in 1929, celebrated the pioneers of the silver screen. Frank Borzage took the first ever Best Director award for his outstanding work on Seventh Heaven and Bad Girl. These early years laid the cornerstone for the cinematic marvels that followed. Our voyage begins in the glittering era of the 1920s, a time of silent films and burgeoning creativity. The Academy Awards, born in 1929, celebrated the pioneers of the silver screen. Frank Borzage took the first ever Best Director award for his outstanding work on Seventh Heaven and Bad Girl. These early years laid the cornerstone for the cinematic marvels that followed. Frank Borzage won the Oscar in 1927-28 for Dramatic Picture, film Seventh Heaven. Louis Milestone won also the Oscar in the same years for Comedy Picture, film Two Arabian Nights. In 1928-29 Frank Lloyd won the Oscar, film The Divine Lady. In the 1929-30 Louis Milestone won the Oscar, film All Quiet on the Western Front. In the 1930-31 Norman Taurog won the Oscar, film Skippy. In 1932-33 Frank Lloyd won the Oscar, film Cavalcade. In 1934 Frank Capra won the Oscar, film It Happened One Night. In 1935 John Ford won the Oscar, film The Informer. In 1936 Frank Capra won the Oscar, film Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. In 1937 Leo McCarey won the Oscar, film The Awful Truth. In 1938 Frank Capra won the Oscar again, film You Can't Take It With You. In 1939 Victor Fleming won the Oscar, film Gone with the Wind. The world transitioned through the crucible of World War II, and Hollywood entered a golden era of storytelling. In 1941, John Ford's The Grapes of Wrath marked the beginning of an era where cinematic legends emerged. The 40s and 50s witnessed the likes of Frank Capra and Elia Kazan, directors whose names became synonymous with excellence. In 1940 John Ford won the Oscar again, film The Grapes of Wrath. In 1941 John Ford won the Oscar once again, film How Green Was My Valley. In 1942 William Wyler won the Oscar, film Mrs. Miniver. In 1943 Michael Curtiz won the Oscar, film Casablanca. In 1944 Leo McCarey won the Oscar, film Going My Way. In 1945 Billy Wilder won the Oscar, film The Lost Weekend. In 1946 William Wyler won the Oscar, film The Best Years of Our Lives. In 1947 Elia Kazan won the Oscar, film Gentleman's Agreement. In 1948 John Huston won the Oscar, film The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. In 1949 Joseph L. Mankiewicz won the Oscar, film A Letter to Three Wives. In 1950 Joseph L. Mankiewicz won the Oscar again, film All About Eve. In 1951 George Stevens won the Oscar, film A Place in the Sun. In 1952 John Ford won the Oscar again, film The Quiet Man. In 1953 Fred Zinnemann won the Oscar, film From Here to Eternity. In 1954 Elia Kazan won the Oscar, film On the Waterfront. In 1955 Delbert Mann won the Oscar, film Marty. In 1956 George Stevens won the Oscar, film Giant. In 1957 David Lean won the Oscar, film The Bridge on the River Kwai. In 1958 Vincente Minnelli won the Oscar, film Gigi. In 1959 William Wyler won the Oscar once again, film Ben-Hur. The 1960s heralded a new wave of innovation. David Lean, a maestro of epic narratives, secured back-to-back wins for Lawrence of Arabia and Dr. Zhivago. The 70s saw the rise of auteurs like Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese, whose films challenged traditional storytelling norms. In 1960 Billy Wilder won the Oscar again, film The Apartment. In 1961 Jerome Robbins and Robert Wise won the Oscar, film West Side Story. In 1962 David Lean won the Oscar, film Lawrence of Arabia. In 1963 Tony Richardson won the Oscar, film Tom Jones. In 1964 George Cukor won the Oscar, film My Fair Lady. In 1965 Robert Wise won the Oscar, film The Sound of Music. In 1966 Fred Zinnemann won the Oscar, film A Man for All Seasons. In 1967 Mike Nichols won the Oscar, film The Graduate. In 1968 Carol Reed won the Oscar, film Oliver. In 1969 John Schlesinger won the Oscar, film Midnight Cowboy. In 1970 Franklin J. Schaffner won the Oscar, film Patton. In 1971 William Friedkin won the Oscar, film The French Connection. In 1972 Bob Fosse won the Oscar, film Cabaret. In 1973 George Roy Hill won the Oscar, film The Sting. In 1974 Francis Ford Coppola won the Oscar, film The Godfather Part 2. In 1975 Milos Forman won the Oscar, film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. In 1976 John G. Avildsen won the Oscar, film Rocky. In 1977 Woody Allen won the Oscar, film Annie Hall. In 1978 Michael Cimino won the Oscar, film The Deer Hunter. In 1979 Robert Benton won the Oscar, film Kramer vs. Kramer. As the 80s dawned, a visionary named Steven Spielberg transformed the landscape of cinema. His win for Schindler's List in 1994 marked a pivotal moment. The 80s and 90s represented a seismic shift, embracing profound narratives and reflecting the evolving societal landscape. In 1980 Robert Redford won the Oscar, film Ordinary People. In 1981 Warren Beatty won the Oscar, film Reds. In 1982 Richard Attenborough won the Oscar, film Gandhi. In 1983 James L. Brooks won the Oscar, film Terms of Endearment. In 1984 Milos Forman won the Oscar again, film Amadeus. In 1985 Sidney Pollack won the Oscar, film Out of Africa. In 1986 Oliver Stone won the Oscar, film Platoon. In 1987 Bernardo Bertolucci won the Oscar, film The Last Emperor. In 1988 Barry Levinson won the Oscar, film Rain Man. In 1989 Oliver Stone won the Oscar again, film Born on the 4th of July. In 1990 Kevin Costner won the Oscar, film Dances with Wolves. In 1991 Jonathan Demme won the Oscar, film The Silence of the Lambs. In 1992 Clint Eastwood won the Oscar, film Unforgiven. In 1993 Steven Spielberg won the Oscar, film Schindler's List. In 1994 Robert Zemeckis won the Oscar, film Forrest Gump. In 1995 Mel Gibson won the Oscar, film Braveheart. In 1996 Anthony Minghella won the Oscar, film The English Patient. In 1997 James Cameron won the Oscar, film Titanic. In 1998 Steven Spielberg won the Oscar again, film Saving Private Ryan. In 1999 Sam Mendes won the Oscar, film American Beauty. Entering the 21st century, the Oscars began embracing global perspectives and diversity. Ang Lee's wins for Brokeback Mountain and Life of Pi showcased the richness of storytelling from different corners of the world. In 2020, Bong Joon-ho's Parasite made history as the first South Korean film to win Best Director. In 2000 Steven Soderbergh won the Oscar, film Traffic. In 2001 Fred Zinnemann won the Oscar, film A Beautiful Mind. In 2002 Roman Polanski won the Oscar, film The Pianist. In 2003 Peter Jackson won the Oscar, film The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. In 2004 Clint Eastwood won the Oscar, film $1 Million Baby. In 2005 Ang Lee won the Oscar, film Brokeback Mountain. In 2006 Martin Scorsese won the Oscar, film The Departed. In 2007 Joel Coen and Ethan Coen won the Oscar, film No Country for Old Men. In 2008 Danny Boyle won the Oscar, film Slumdog Millionaire. In 2009 Catherine Bigelow won the Oscar, film The Hurt Locker. In 2010 Tom Hooper won the Oscar, film The King's Speech. In 2011 Michelle Hazanavicius won the Oscar, film The Artist. In 2012 Ang Lee won the Oscar again, film Life of Pi. In 2013 Alfonso Cuarón won the Oscar, film Gravity. In 2014 Alejandro González Iñárritu won the Oscar, film Birdman. In 2015 Alejandro González Iñárritu won the Oscar again, film The Revenant. In 2016 Damien Chazelle won the Oscar, film La La Land. In 2017 Guillermo del Toro won the Oscar, film The Shape of Water. In 2018 Alfonso Cuarón won the Oscar again, film Roma. In 2019, Bong Joon-ho won the Oscar, film Parasite. As we stand on the precipice of a new decade, the future of filmmaking holds infinite possibilities. New voices emerge, and established directors continue to push boundaries. The Best Director category remains a beacon of recognition for those who bring stories to life in innovative and captivating ways. The eligibility period for the 93rd ceremony was extended through to February 28, 2021, due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, Chloe Zhao won the Oscar, film Nomadland. In 2022, Jane Campion won the Oscar, film The Power of the Dog. In 2023, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Skaynert won the Oscar, film Everything Everywhere All at Once. Who will win the Oscar for Best Director in 2024? Write in the comments. And there you have it, an immersive journey through the evolution of Best Director winners at the Academy Awards. If you've enjoyed this cinematic odyssey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, this is Every Data Comparison, signing off from this monumental exploration of cinematic excellence. Happy watching!